Alright, so just to realize here. This is nice to be back here in the apartment after quite a long day, although it's Sunday. Most of the establishments are closed as a matter of fact, so I went to the city center. It's kinda partially or almost dead. Yeah, in the souvenir area, there is only one person who was open, and then there's no free enterprise at this time. Anyway, so I went to the Eden Garden. I'm sorry, Eden Garden. Eden Island. Why am I Eden? The Garden of Eden. Eden Island, the other side. So I did the longer way to get some cardio here. So I went to the they call it the Seychelles medical, and I had a great experience with them, as a matter of fact. So the customer service is even excellent. Each time I send an email, they reply straight away. And the only thing is, it's hard to call on the phone. I do have a SIM card here, so I can call locally. And also the apartment allows me to call locally, but the only thing is that it's quite hard to call them on the landline or even in a mobile phone. But when you send them an email, they straight away. They even guarantee you that their service is satisfaction guarantee. Satisfaction guarantee that you are negative COVID tested or positive, right? Anyway, so it's Sunday and it's low-key here on Sunday. A lot of people go to church, and then there's several churches in the area that had the services. I saw it, as a matter of fact, and it looks like Sunday here is a family day, as usual. But I think this is more on the family day. There are some shops open. There is some local produce open, so I'm pretty sure it's only half day. Groceries are open half day or until 2, like for example the bake shop is open until 2 only. And the regular supermarket that I normally go, they are open until late night on the regular days, but on a Sunday like this, I think they close at 5. Anyway, it's nice to be lounging here. Nice breeze air here. It's not hot, no humid. And I'm kind of looking at the map that I got, and this is a pretty amazing map. And now I have a better, bigger picture of the island. And on this map, and this is the map that I got from the apartment. Sorry, I saw this map, kind of similar map when I was in the nature reserve in Pralin. So they have this big wall map right at the entrance gate. All right, so this map is shows the inner and the outer island. There you go. You can see my feet. Right, I'm cross-legged in here. The inner and the outer island, and it says right here that it's divided into several group of islands, indicated as an inner island, and that's the inner island, and that's the 3 main island. Of course, the Mahe. Let me see. The Mahe, the Perlin, and the Ladig. These are the Mahe. And then we have other. Let me see. This is the other island, and these are the other island now. Yeah, I'm assuming that these are the outer island, and the farthest from the inner island, which is in the Mahe area, Perlin and Ladig, is the Algabra. There you go, the Algabra. Okay, oops. Once in a while, you see cyclists, right? Kind of annoying. Anyway, yeah, Right. So the farthest among the several islands here is the Aldabra Island, and I found out that there is an airport. There is a. I'm pretty sure it's not a big airport. It's an airstrip, small airstrip here in Aldabra group of island in the Assumption Island, right there. You see that there is a. Let me see if I can see that. That's the Aldabra, and you can see the Assumption, and there is a red airplane picture. Let us say there is an airport because this Aldabra Atoll is a UNESCO World Heritage, and because of the Aldabra turtle, right? So I'm pretty sure that's the access to the main atoll island in the Aldabra group of islands. So the Aldabra Atoll, right there, Aldabra Atoll. This is where the latest I found is that there's about 150,000 turtles in the Aldabra Atoll. It's even more than the human population here in Seychelles. So it's kind of similar to the population in the Faroe Islands. The number of ships in the Faroe Island outweigh the number of human population. Yes, I was in the Faroe Island. I think that was 4 or 5 years ago. That was my second time to kind of explore Europe. Yeah, it's an amazing place. You don't see real tall trees there. There's only a few. They were planted in the capital city, but in the rest of the Faroe Islands, so it's all grasses, no mountains because of the climatic condition. That's my understanding based on information I got. Okay. I rely on this the wonders of the Google. All right, thanks to Google. Yeah. So in the Faroe, the number of sheep, the sheep population outweighs the number of human population. So similarly, here in Seychelles, comparatively speaking, the number of the Aldabra tortoise outweigh the human population. It's 150,000 in the Aldabra group. There are several land tortoises in various islands. So as I mentioned in the past, I saw a few here in Mahe, in the botanical garden, in that direction. To that direction, the Victoria Botanical Garden. So there is an engagement in Pralin by the Raffles Hotel. Maybe there's more, but that's the only place I've seen it. It was unexpected. And of course, in Ladig, there is the estate there. I trying to remember. Oh my goodness. La Union Estate. There you go. I just flip it on the other side because this map is the one that I marked. Yeah. Yes. Map. Okay, so got the Ladig. So the La Union Estate. That is the one. Hopefully you can see the Union Estate. There you go. That's the one. And that is the farm, and that it has beautiful attractions though. You can see the old cemetery, and I learned in my tour there so that the cemetery was a cemetery of first inhabitants of Ladi, and that was almost more than a century now. And also in that particular farm, you will see the old coconut mill, as well as the tortoise pen. Oh, it's amazing! And the monolith, the granite monolith. It's amazing to see that massive rock formation, the largest, the biggest. I kind of imagine like in Yosemite National Park, the what's that monolith in the Yosemite? They have dome. Why will I forget that? They have dome, but the half dome is right on top of the mountain. All right, granitic mountain, but this one is on the island, and it's massive, really massive. And then the watch is next to the tortoise pen, and it's kind of like a massive, quite massive engagement where you see all the land turtles. Also in Lari, I see. Actually, I saw tortoise on the road on my way to Anseve, one of the beaches there. Oh, it's beautiful. The beaches in Lari is it's astonishing. The water is aquamarine and the beautiful rock formations, right? So just like in Praline, but I fancy Ladig more than the rest of the islands because it's a laid back island. Yep. Anyway, let's go back to the map, the other side of the map. So here we got the inner island, and then here you see the inner set of island in a bigger perspective. There you go. Hopefully you can see that. We have the Praline, the Ladig, and the Mahe. And here you have the Aldabra, the other islands, and then the inner islands. Okay. And it says Seychelles, different word. Anyway, so I'm just feeling lazy. We deserve to be lazy, right? So I've been here in Seychelles for quite a while now, right? Today is the 27th and flying out tomorrow on the 28th. I was here on the 12th of June. Yeah. As a matter of fact, Seychelles is pretty small. If you only have a week to explore the nation, you can manage to do that. Right? That's the public bus. Yeah, public bus here, it's quite a lot here in Mahe, but tourist travelers, you're not permitted to, they're not allowed because of the COVID. But once in a while, as a tourist, not even obvious boarding on the bus. I didn't even try. I didn't even think about it because I knew ahead of time that because of the pandemic, so you're not permitted. I don't want to take the risk, right? Follow the rules, right? It's not do what the Romans do. Sometimes it doesn't apply that way, right? Yeah, do what the local do. Yes, I try to live like local here, but of course there are some limitations. You're a foreigner, right? Yeah, so I am impressed with the hospitality of the people, the cleanliness of the surrounding, and the freshness of the air here in the Seychelles. Now I can compare which Seychelles versus Maldives. Well, each element. Oh my God! Yeah, that's why I decided not to try it here. I can drive, right? I can drive on the wrong side of the road. So I've done it quite a few times, right? The first time I was in Tasmania. I even drove a truck there. A truck, not a service truck, kind of like a suburban. It's massive. And the second time was when was the second time? The second time was in the Republic of Ireland. Oh yeah, the Republic of Ireland. I had a great time, but the narrows there are quite like this. In fact, it's even narrower, right? In Faroe Islands, I drove, but the Faroese drive how we drive. But only thing is that there are some occasions that my legs turn into a jelly there when I'm driving in the inside two-way single lane tunnel, right? Two-way single lane tunnel. Ah, my goodness. Yes, sometimes when you are approaching a tunnel and you see the light at the end, you will think it's the light at the end of the tunnel, but it isn't. It's the light of a car. So that's why you got really very, your senses should be always more than up to par. Yeah. So here's another cycle. Right. Yeah, on a Sunday, this is my second Sunday here. I arrived here on a Saturday and I explored on a Sunday. That was my first arrival here. And then this is my second Sunday. And this is my first Sunday that I went to the town again, and it's kind of pretty dead. Alright, but best time to to do photography, video typing, because one, there's less crowd. You can actually take a photo or video of the clock tower by itself, and if you automobiles around and not a lot of people, no cars blocking in the middle. It's a quaint town. It's a quaint essential city center that has a blending of the Caribbean, Creole, and a European flair, particularly English and French, because this nation was colonized by French and British. They gained their independence back in the 1970s from the British. That's why all people here speaks at least two languages. All right, English and French, and Creole as well. In fact, so I met. Oh no! This is the different person. I was about to say somebody speaks 10 languages. In fact, so I was waiting for the at the jetty. I was at the jetty in Berlin. There was a security guard at the jetty, and he's from Cameroon. No, Cameroon. It's one of the island meaning nation in the Africa that I would love to see. Cameroon. I've never been to that part of the north kind of western part of Africa where kind of like Senegal is. Yeah. Maybe sometime, right? It's kind of dodgy at this moment of time, especially in that area because of the security. Eventually, it will become better. All right. Yeah. He speaks 10 languages, including French, English, of course, and dialects. Yeah. But here, people at least speaks at least 2 languages. You got English and French, and Creole, right? I believe there's other dialects here. All right, so that's why communication here is very, very, very easy. Took me a while to think of the word, right? I'm kind of like a knocker here. So actually, I walked to the lab. I could have taken a shortcut, but I decided just to do the long walk to get some exercise. It's about 30 minutes and then another 30 minutes back, and then we went to the town about 14 minutes. I took my time and I stopped by the bus station there, got a sip of juice that I had. So here, when you walk, make sure you hydrate yourself, at least once when you are outside, because you easily get hydrated. I always have this small, container that I refill with either water or juice, and that's how it hydrates me. Anyway, it's been fascinating journey here in the Seychelles. This was my plan back in the spring of 2019. Yeah, I was already all set. This was originally together with Mauritius, but because of the pandemic, everything was cancelled. My flight with Emirates, as a matter of fact, the Emirates ticket that I used for this journey was my ticket with Emirates that was reserved for me. This was originally going to Mauritius. First Mauritius, and then Seychelles, and then back to Mauritius. And since Mauritius is still close to travelers, they're starting to open though. The only thing is that I found out that Mauritius is open, but you can only stay in the resort. Oh my god, kind of like in the Philippines, like you can go to hotel and then spend your day in a hotel, right? They have the word for that, kind of like a staycation, hotel stay. I don't know, kind of like a staycation. Yeah, I think it's staycation. They check in hotel, but they can only stay there, right? At this point in time in Mauritius, you can go, but you can only enjoy the amenities in your resort, right? And kind of like this, there are accredited resort by the health department, like this apartment. Okay, so this Michelle holiday apartment here in Mahe. This is a hotel that is approved for accommodation, right? So in planning this trip, you gotta make certain that your pre-book accommodation has been approved. That's why all the guest houses, the accommodations I had here, I got how many? 3 here in Malay, and then in Bladik, as well as in Berlin. So I cannot just go to booking.com and book a room. Before I book through booking.com, I have to go and make certain that I explore the tourism website of this nation and look if this particular accommodation is listed in their approved accommodation, right? Unlike in the past, you can just go to booking.com. Actually, I did go to booking.com to book all the accommodations I had, but I make certain that they're approved, because there are several that we have no idea whether they are approved or not. I even before I locked in myself, I even connected with the facility way ahead of time.